Hey, what's up guys, welcome to FindGap, and in today's video I'm going to teach you how you can create infinity load more using intersection observer API. So first of all, let me show you that what we are going to create. On the page refresh, 10 products will be loaded from the server, and whenever user will scroll down, and then more and more items will be loaded. So you can load as much items as you want, but the next items will only be loaded once user will be scroll down. So we will use the browser intersection observer API, and we will fetch data from REST API. So video is going to be more important, and before starting the video I request you to subscribe to our YouTube channel for our regular videos. So without any delay, let's start. Okay, so first of all, you can see that I have opened a random folder in my PC, and the Node.js is already installed on my computer. If it is not installed in your computer, you have to install that. And now I'm going to click here, and I'm going to press CMD. So command line prompt is open here, and first of all we will create a new React project. So I'm going to type here npx create React app and intersect. Let me name my project intersect, and now I will press enter. It will take a little bit time. So the React.js project is installed on my PC, and let me minimize here. Here you can see that we have a folder named intersect, and inside this we have another files of React.js. Now I will go back and I will press here and simply copy my URL, and I will open this intersect folder in Visual Studio Code. So first of all, I have opened the Visual Studio Code. From here I will click on file and click open folder. Here I will paste that same URL and press enter. You can see the same folder that we have created. I will select this one and click on select folder, and yes, I trust this folder. Okay, that's it. And you know that Visual Studio Code provide you a built-in terminal. So I will click here terminal and new terminal, type here npm start. So it will run my project. So you can see that the simple React.js project is started in my PC. Now let me go to again to my this source code, and inside this source folder, first of all I'm going to create a new folder named components. Inside this I'm going to create a new folder named products, and again I will right click here and click new file index.jsx. So that's it. So first of all we have to type here the basic structure of our React component. So I will type here import React from React and constant products. So this will be the name of our component, and in the last make sure to export this component, export default and products. That's it. So this is the basic structure of a React component, and we know that we have a return statement inside this like this, and inside this I'm going to type here h1 some HTML code here. That's it. And now we have to import this index.js component in our main app.js file. So from here, first of all I will remove this HTML code. Now save this in my browser. Okay, we have some issue. Maybe it's must return something. So you can see that I have already installed an extension named dark reader, so I have make that off so you can see my screen normally. But generally this is very helpful for your eyes protection. Now again here we have to import the products component from components folder, products folder. So that's it. And now inside this, if I type here products like this, and you can see that some HTML code here, the code that we write here has displayed to our screen. So now actual code will start. First of all, inside this component I'm going to type here, I'm going to create a hook products, and set products is equal to use state, and we will pass empty array inside this, and basically this state will use to store the products or products array inside it, but initially it will be an empty array. And similarly I will type here const has more and set has more is equal to use state. In the starting we will set it to true. This is a boolean variable which will store that either we have more products to load or not. And similarly we will have another thing like constant page set page, and initial value will be 0 because in the starting we will not on any more page. And next I'm going to type here const element ref is equal to use ref, and I will pass null. Basically this is similar as state, but this is a mutable state. It means that when the value of this element change, your component doesn't re-render. You can learn more about use ref hook in React.js on the internet. Next we are going to use effect hook, and inside the callback of this hook we will set up our intersection observer. So here I'm going to pass my products, so it means that when this products array will be changed, only this use effect function will be called. And here I'm going to type const observer is equal to new intersection observer, and inside this I'm going to pass a callback like on intersection. You can give any name to this function, and here I'm going to define this function on intersection, which will receive a parameter like entries. That's it. And so we have called the intersection observer API, and now I'm going to type here if observer and element ref dot current. You can see that we have defined the element ref here, and we will attach this element ref to this h1 element, and later basically when this element will be observed by our intersection observer, we will call the function to load more items from the server. Okay, if observer and element dot current, then what you have to do again, observer dot observe element ref dot current. So basically this HTML is set up with this intersection observer API. So whenever this will come into viewport, we will call the function to fetch more items from the server. And after this what we have to do, so we have set up our intersection observer, and after this this will return a callback function if observer, then observer dot disconnect. So basically if you can see that this return statement is returning a callback function which is generally disconnecting the previous observer. As you know that when the products array will be changed, each time the use effect function will be called and we will create new observer. So it is very important to prevent from memory leakage to disconnect the previous one. If we will not disconnect this, what will be happen that for example first time user load 10 products, and then if we do not disconnect this, so when those products will be loaded, so now we will have 2 observers, and similarly as much products will be loaded, as much observers will be in our memory, and it will generate conflict of multiple operations. So it is very important to disconnect the observer before setting up new one. So each time when our products will be loaded, this array will be changed, this use effect function will be called, and before setting up the new observer on this h1 element, it is very important to disconnect the previous observer. Okay, so the next we have to work on our own intersection function, which is a callback on intersection observer API. So inside this function I'm going to type here, as you know that this will receive an array of entries. So constant first entry, and there are multiple options available inside this. Entries 0, and now I will check if first entry dot, so this is basically value that we receive inside this entries, that if intersecting It means that if the element that we are observing is intersecting with the viewport and has more, it means that if products have available to the API, by default we have set up true. So if the use effect function will be first time called, it will be by default true, and this if statement will be executed. So what we have to do, we have to simply fetch more items. That's it. And now we have to create this function as well. So I will copy this function and make sure to put semicolon here and async function fetch more items, and inside this function I'm going to type here constant response is equal to await and fetch. So now we have to call our API. As I told you that we are going to use dummy JSON website to fetch data of the products. So let me open this website, and from here I will click on view on GitHub. Okay, no GitHub, but read docs. And if you can see here, we have products option and get all products. So you can see that you can call this URL inside your this object, and I'm going to remove this one from here like this, dummy JSON products, and you can read their API's documentation, but I'm going to type here limit because they provide the limit option is equal to 10 and skip is equal to $. So before writing this JavaScript here, we have to change these single colons to these backticks, and here I'm going to type page, the variable that we have created from useStateHook page, multiply by 10. So if we will not do this, the same products will come again and again. So for example, if user loaded the page second time, so second time our page will be second. So 10 multiplied by 2 will be 20. So we are asking our API to skip first 20 products and lower the products from 20 to 30. So you can read more about their API documentation. We have to correct these spellings as well, and make sure to put semicolon in the end. And after this I'm going to type here constant data is equal to await response dot JSON. So we want our response in, so we will store our response in data. And next I'm going to type here if data dot products dot length is equal to 0, what we have to do, set has more to false. So if from our API the no product left, we have to set up our this set has more variable to false. So we will use the set has more callback function that we have defined here to change the value of this variable set has more to false. And otherwise, if there are available products, set products, and we will call a callback function here like this. Inside this callback function, first of all, you can type here any name like products and previous products and data dot products. You have to type this inside this bracket. So basically what this function will do, it will merge the previous available products into new coming products and create a new array. For example, user have already loaded 20 products before and we have fetched 10 more items from the API, then the new array will be merged in each and other, and total number of products will be stored in our this products variable that we have defined here. And after this I will type here semicolon, and next we have to set our page. So here I'm again going to do the same like previous page, and this is also a callback function, previous page plus 1. So each time we will do an increment in our this page variable that we have defined here. So that's it. we have set the products to our products array, we have set the page to our page variable, and in the last we have to loop the products inside this return function. So if I want to write JavaScript here, so I will type these brackets and type here products dot map, and inside this we will call a callback function like item and like this. And first of all, inside this I'm going to simply type here an h1 element, and inside this element we will type here item dot title. So that's it. And next we have to type here like if has more, and inside this bracket we simply have to cut and paste this h1 element here, and we have to set a reference is equal to the element ref variable that we have created using useref hook. We will simply paste this. So basically this is our main h1 element which will be observed by our intersection observer API. Okay, so now our application is executed. There are some errors. COSNT is not defined. Let me go back to our code, and from here we have to change the spelling to correct one like CONST, and we also have to correct them like this. Next friends, we are facing this error. So I have paused the video already and checked that what was the error in my code. So if you see here, because this is a callback function, so we have to remove this from here like this, and we also have to remove this parenthesis as well. And now if I refresh, so you can see that. So if I scroll down, you can see that. Let me type here some HTML code. I'm going to remove this, loading more items, and inside this I'm going to define image tag, and here inside this I will simply copy this item dot thumbnail. So basically all this data of items is returned by a dummy JSON website. So now okay, basically this error is because we have to create a parent element here. I'm going to type here parent element ELEM. So this is just a dummy class. I will remove this later, and now I will cut and paste this here like this, because you cannot return two stuff. You must have to wrap all of your HTML inside the single parent div. So now if I refresh it here, so you can see that now obviously our designing is pending. Let me refresh my page. So you can see that first of all we have these items, and if I scroll down, loading more items, and 10 more items are loaded. So similarly you can see that whenever that h1 element will be observed by our intersection observer API, the more items will be loaded from the dummy JSON website. So friends, here you can see that. So next we have the last part, and that is we have to make our user interface beautiful and presentable. So let's do that. I'm going to use pure CSS to design this, but you can obviously use the different frameworks like Tailwind CSS will be a best option to design this, but I'm going to do this with directly custom CSS. So let's do it. So first of all I will comment this, but before commenting this I'm going to console this item. First of all item, or I will type here console.log item, or I am going to remove this from here, and before this return console.log products. So let's see what exists in our this products array. So now I will refresh the page, inspect this, and if I click on console, before this I'm going to copy this and paste this, and I'm going to type here a random string like product 77. If I refresh, so here you can see that after product 77 we have an array of these products. If I copy this and paste this here, so all this data is coming from an API, and all these values you can use to display it on your user interface. So mostly we will use title and price and maybe this description. Okay, so now again I'm open the index.jsx. I'm going to comment this. Also I'm going to comment this. So first of all I'm going to create a main div dot title wrap and h1, and inside this I'm going to type chase your style and br on the, again we have to span because we have to change the color of this text, so I will type here movement, and inside this h1 tag we are going to style this using css. So first of all I will type font size 8 rem, text align, center, margin top 9 rem, letter spacing -6 pixel, and line height would be 1, and margin bottom will be 0. So here you can see that currently we have this heading. Similarly we have to give the style to our this movement text, so I will press enter here and style. Also I'm going to press enter to beautify our code. So again here I will simply type color, so I'm going to use this color for my this text. So you can see that the text of this is changed successfully. Next, after this h1 element I'm going to create a p element, and inside this I have to type we offer a variety of modern clothing at affordable prices. Again we have to give some style to this p element, so I will type here style and text align, center, font size 1.8 rem, font weight 600, and margin bottom 4 rem, and color black, and margin top 13 pixel. So now if I refresh you can see that this is our subheading, and next we have to design our product card. So after this, so this is our basically main container ends here, and okay, not end here. Okay, inside this div again I'm going to create a div with class name main wrap. I'm only giving this class name to identify the purpose of the div. If you want to ignore this you can ignore, because we are not going to use these classes anywhere. After this class name I'm going to give style to this parent div, like display flex gap between the items to 30 pixel, and flex wrap and maximum width 100%, and margin 0 and auto, and width 100%. Inside this div what we have to do, let me cut my this code and paste here, and now I'm going to uncomment this. Now if I refresh you can see that our products will look like this, because we don't have designed a single card, that's why it is looking like this, but in the last we have to design our product card. So let's do that. So basically our product card will exist inside this products map array. So first of all I'm going to remove this one, and inside this I'm going to create a div with class name single item wrap. Again if you want to skip this class you can skip, and inside this I'm going to style this box shadow. So I'm going to give this box shadow, you can pause the video to write this box shadow if you want to give same box shadow to use to your single item. And next comma, and border, for border I will give a 1 pixel of border of this color which is light black, and flex 1 and 1, and calculate 25% and minus 30 pixel, because we have give 30 pixel of gap, That's why we will minus 30 pixel from the width of a single item. And after this, box sizing, border box and border radius 20 pixel, and overflow will be hidden. So that's it. And now let me refresh my page. Okay, there is only card is displaying because we don't have display anything inside this. Okay, let's design the inner part. After this, again I will create a div, and a class name would be image wrap. Next we will give style to this div, like width 100%, height would be auto, overflow hidden, background color pink, not pink, but let me type a color code here. You can copy this color code, and again we have to give a background a light gradient. So I will type here background linear gradient, and with this value you can copy and paste this. Basically I have created this gradient from a website, but if you want to do your work hassle free, you can directly copy this, the value of this property. And after this I will type here border bottom right radius would be 30 pixel, and similarly border bottom left radius to 30 pixel. So that's it. And inside this, inside the div, I will create an image tag, and the source would be item dot thumbnail. Item is the parameter that we are passing here. Each time the loop that will be executed on this products array, the single product item and all of its data will be stored our item variable, so we can access this from here. If you see here, we have a thumbnail option in a single items which contain actually product image link. So I'm going to copy this and paste here, and now let me refresh this. So you can see that a light gradient and the image of the product. Okay, so let's design it further. Okay, let me type here one more property to the div with class main wrap, which is maximum width to 1500 pixel, 1500 pixel. So now you can see that our products will look like this. So this right and left gap will make the UI a little bit better. Okay, next after this image wrap, let me wrap this code, and after this we have to design the title. So now I'm going to create another div with class single item description, and its style would be only padding 15 pixel, 20 pixel, 30 pixel and 20 pixel. 15 pixel padding from top, and similarly 20 pixel from right, bottom, and 20 pixel from left. We will remove semicolon from here, and after this again I will create a div with class item price. So I will give style to this font weight bold, font size 22 pixel, and color RGBA 000, and in the last 0.85. So, and after this line height would be 1.2. So that's it. And inside this we have to type these brackets and item dot title. Okay, so let me type here item title like this, and now if I refresh it, so you can see that we have a beautiful title here. And after this again I'm going to wrap this image and wrap this item title. After this item title I'm going to create a div with class reviews, and inside this let me type here 4.8 and 721 reviews, and its style would be color. So I'm going to choose this color code for reviews, and font size would be 18 pixel, and margin would be 4 pixel and 0. So that's it. Now let me refresh. So you can see that we have a review section here. After these reviews, we have to design the price section. So I will type here div dot price, and inside this, first of all, I will create a del tag, and here you can write the actual price, and after this we will write the discounted price. So let me show you. Currently you can see that you will see a line over this price. After this, I'm going to create a span element in which we will write our actual price. So I'm going to type here item dot discount percentage. Actually they don't have provide the discounted price, so that's why I'm just simply, because we are only going to create a demo website, so I'm going to copy this discounted percentage and we will use this in our price. So like this. So here you can see that this is our price. We have to design this a little bit, so I will type here style, and color would be pure black, font size would be 22 pixel, and font weight would be bold. So now you can see that our price will look like this. Let me do here one thing. Margin left would be 5 pixel. So now our price will look like this. And in the last we have to design the add to cart button. So now again I will wrap this code and create another div with class cart button. Inside this I'm going to create a button here, and I will type here add to cart. So now our this button will look like this. We have to design this. So inside this button I'm going to create a style attribute and background, the same color code, the color that we have align to our this movement text. So it will improve the theming of our this page. And now after this, border none, padding 9 pixel and 17 pixel, border radius would be 15 pixel, and color would be white, margin top would be 10 pixel, and font size will be 18 pixel. So that's it. Okay, now let me show you how our button will look like. So here you can see that it is looking better than before. So friends, let me refresh my page. First of all, 10 products will be loaded from the server, and if I scroll down, so you can see that the more and more products will be loaded to our this React component. So I hope that this video will be helpful for you to understand the intersection observer API. If you have any question, you can ask us in the comment section. We will try to answer your question. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel for our regular videos. And finally, thanks for watching.